Preventing doubles is often one of the core objectives of any HEMA practitioner. A double is when two people strike at each other in the same exact moment or a little after. We need to prevent this in order to have clean fencing that will actually keep us safe. This is fencing, the art of defense. So, different systems have come up with different solutions to the problem of hit without being hit. When it comes to the later systems that use the lunge, whether it be a small sword, a saber, a rapier, it is a very simple methodology, relying on the parry riposte, i.e., only once after I've secured a defense, I can counter, whether it be with a broadsword or with a methodology of parry riposte and the covered cuts that we see, whether it be in the small sword with a very good parry in fourth, tierce, second, octave, many others exist. That is one of the parts that composes the solution of the problem in this system of parry riposte. But we also have the idea that the attack must be done safely. Now, once I have parried, whether it be a cut or a thrust, I need to make an attack that will not expose myself. It is true that not every attack can be done covered, but you should always strive for that. If I have parried my opponent, I cannot thrust in second. I need to thrust in fourth. If in this duration my opponent disengages, we have two options. Either finish the thrust by counter disengaging in second, or we go ahead and parry again. But we cannot rely on the opponent to always be smart. We must always understand that an attack needs to be covered. It is the same with the cutting systems. If we go to broadsword, we see the usage of the covered cut with a hammer grip, perhaps a slight handshake grip. We see the usage of the 90-degree angle, or at least not a straight angle, but somewhat obtuse. This angle here is what makes the sword be able to cover us when delivering the blow. That is how you attack safely with a cut in the parry riposte method. But this is one methodology, one solution to the problem of hitting without being hit. There are others. When we use earlier systems of combat, we must rely on a different method. We have diagonal footwork that keeps us safe. Now, with this diagonal footwork, we can begin to throw one attack after the other. By sticking close to the opponent's blade, let's say the blade is here, I cut, he does something, I stay close to it, roll with the force, and now, with the other step, I'm able to hit him. One cut after the other. If I do this, I will get hit. If I do this, I will get hit because I'm not crossing the line. Like this, moving diagonally, we can avoid the double. This is by seizing the Vor. The Vor being one of the key principles of the German system, Vor nach Imbiss. Now, in Imbiss, almost like a riposte in order to take control and take again the Vor, or simply to deliver a counter. If we then act in Nach, we have a purely defensive style. But again, we use the diagonal footwork to keep us safe. We cannot only rely on the opponent knowing to be safe, whether it be in a historical duel or whether it be in a tournament where a double may secure the opponent demotion of your points. We need to understand that fencing is not always being done by our opponent in an intelligent manner, which is why we need to attack or defend in manners that are safe. We cannot always rely on the opponent to respect our attack. We cannot always rely on our opponent to respect our defense or our riposte or action in this. We must always strive to be a fencer that attacks safely and that defends with security. There are many solutions to the problem of hitting without being hit. These are but two.